Good day, listeners. Today, we will discuss one of the interesting lessons on the third quarter science of grade 9. Back then, when you are elementary, your teacher discussed that and they claim that our sun is a star. Implies that the tiny stars in the sky that twinkle and collect diamonds are actually very powerful balls and flaming gases that emit electromagnetic waves in all directions. Are the stars in our galaxy the same size, color, or brightness? These are some of the questions we have about stars. Although we see thousands of stars in the sky, there are actually approximately 400 billion stars in our galaxy, and there are about 170 million galaxies. The sun is only about 150 million kilometers away, and it only takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for sunlight to reach our planet. Its diameter is approximately 1.4 kilometers or 100 times that of the Earth. Let's start with star. Star is the most well-known astronomical objects are stars, which are massive spheres of extremely hot glowing gas that are visible in the sky. Especially at night, stars are the fundamental building of blocks of galaxies and can be classified according to 5 basic characteristics: brightness, color, surface temperature, size, and mass. Let's start with brightness. A star's apparent brightness is the brightness you see from the Earth. A hot, large star that is very far from Earth does not look very bright. A large star shines brighter than a small star, and a hot star shines brighter than a cool star. So now, let's have an example to easily visualize the situation. Example that when we see two identical cars next to each other, we can see their headlights have the same brightness because they have the same distance. But when one's pulled ahead of the other, we see its headlights appear brighter than the car left behind. The apparent brightness has changed. Now, let's talk about the color and temperature. A star's color can range from red to blue, and its hue reflects its surface temperature. This table displays the surface temperature as well as the colors of several nearby stars, including the yellow sun. Next is the size. Red giants and supergiants are sufficiently massive, whereas many stars in the sky are the same size as our sun, or a medium-sized star. White dwarf stars are around the size of the planet Earth. Depending on their initial mass, low-mass stars or small stars can live for billions of years before dying quietly and leaving behind a small white dwarf. High-mass stars or large stars can live for a million years before dying in a supernova explosion, leaving behind a black hole. Scientists believe that all stars originated from massive clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. The color of a star indicates its surface temperature. The hottest stars are blue. A star's apparent brightness, as seen from Earth, depends on two factors: its distance from us and its true brightness, or absolute brightness. Generally speaking, a star's surface temperature increases with mass. The fact that every single one of the billions of stars is unique and amazing. It's possible that certain stars have their own planet system. Different stars have different ages. Additionally, some stars might be extinct, but their light still travels toward the Earth. That may seem odd. A star's light can be seen after it's gone. But stars are born, they live, and after some time, they die just like us. After they die, their light continues to travel throughout the universe. By the time its light reaches us, a star might have been dead for thousands of years already. There are people who study space, stars, and the universe for their job. These peoples are called astronomers. The earliest astronomers noticed that many of the brightest stars in our galaxy form pictures in the sky. They call these pictures constellation. Similar to connect the dots pictures, when the twinkling stars are connected, they form a constellation. The constellation make up shapes of people, animals, and mythological beings. In reality, they may be very distant from one another. Many of these constellations have names that can be tracked back to early Babylonians and Greek civilization, but nearly all cultures have different names for the constellation. In calling constellation, we Filipinos have our own word to say the constellation. Example, the Libra that is shown in the clip, we call it ang timbangan because of the lines. During summer in the Philippines, the constellation of Orion and Taurus are not visible at night. They will be visible again as the cold season begins. Ever wonder why some constellations are not seen at certain months? The revolution is responsible for the fact that we can see different parts of the sky at different parts of the year as the Earth revolves around its orbit. The stars that were concealed by the bright light the sun in the previous month will appear in the sky. Let's have a trivia. There are 88 constellations recognized by IAU or International Astronomy Union. Amazing, right? Zodiac constellations are constellations that lie along the plane of the ecliptic. The ecliptic, or the apparent path of the sun, is defined by the circular path of the sun across the sky, as seen from Earth. In other words, the sun appears to pass through this constellation over the course of a year. There are 12 constellations in the zodiac family. They can be all seen along the ecliptic. They are Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, also the Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And that's all for today's lesson. I'm Wendell Diamsay from 9 STE Waling discussing about the constellation for the course Science 9. Thank you so much for listening.